What's up, my dudes? We're riding that track backwards today, boys. Finally, we have a Supercross game where we can just free roam on the track. Is this a triple? Oh my god, it's a triple transition, but Spency Boy didn't hit it hard enough. Hang on. Hold the phone. Okay, so I used to have a series, if you didn't know, back in the day, called Riding the Track. It's actually a quad, fatty. Okay. I used to have a series back in the day where I used to go on like MX simulator tracks, like reflex custom tracks and stuff, where I would try to ride the track backwards and just see if it was even really possible or how good the track was backwards and shit like that. So now with Supercross 5, they give you the ability to free roam on any of the tracks, so you can ride it backwards, sideways, up and down, under the table. You can do whatever you want to do, you know? So we're going to go to a couple different tracks here on Supercross 5, just kind of see what they feel like riding them backwards. But yeah, it's almost to the point where I feel like it would be cool having like reversible, raceable versions of the tracks. Literally just for the shits and giggles, like creating extra content, raceable content in the game. You know, of course, you're going to have this stupid, like, hitting the Supercross triple backwards. You're basically going to have to single everything, right? But, you know, I think there's... Oh, there you go, Smithy Boy. And when you try to jump over the finish line jump, there's going to be some tracks that'll flow better backwards than other ones. There's going to be some of them that are just terrible backwards, you know. That's just kind of what comes with the territory. But just like in Mario Kart, right, they've got the whole, like, you know, mirrored thing where you can ride all the tracks backwards in the game. But I think on that, they actually, like, change some things to make them work backwards, which in this case, it doesn't really have any, you know, it's not like you change the triple face to the triple landing to make it like it actually flows better and stuff like that. But there's certainly something there with creating more content, a lot, like literally doubling your content in one of these Supercross games without actually having to put that much work into it. You know what I mean? Like a reverse raceable version or a mirrored version or something, you know. I think there's definitely some potential for that. So this particular Houston one right here, I think it's like okay, flows okay backwards. It's not like blowing my mind or anything, but you know, then there's like certain rhythms you can hit backwards that you might not have necessarily been able to hit the normal way around the track. So, dudes, what's up? Oh, man. But yeah, this is basically, you know, just one of those fun little, hitting the whoops backwards can be pretty interesting because typically you don't have like that like smaller starter whoop before the whoop section. So it can actually make the whoops a lot more challenging than normal, which is good in these Supercross games because a lot of times they're just not challenging enough. So you see how it's an interesting little thing to try to ride a track backwards in one of these games. So let's go to a different one here, kind of see what we can come up with. Bruh, you know I had to do it, dude. I have to come in here and see what this Daytona is like backwards. Let's see. So I'd have to turn like up the finish line landing like this. Oh my god. It almost turns these tracks like into an enduro level, you know, look at this, like crazy freestyle jump, enduro level. Yes, there will be times where it loses flow or it slows down the track quite a bit, but like you can't deny this is a pretty fun thing to be able to do in a Supercross game, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't have this sooner. But oh man, that little section right there is interesting backwards. Oh, look at that. Holy shit, this track might actually be better backwards. I don't know. Let me look here. Boy, this would be so much fun just fucking around doing this with your buddies, you know? Like, let's hop on that one track, see if we can, like, ride on it backwards. God, that's pretty cool, man. And especially, I think this sort of riding the track backwards thing works a little bit better on, like, random custom tracks on, like, you know, MX Simulator, MX Bikes, or the PC version of Reflex, because a lot of times Oh, that worked out really good right there, that section. Okay. A lot of times the tracks are not built so like cookie cutter replica-ish like they are in a official Supercross game, and then you got like hybrid tracks and all that kind of stuff on those custom games. So custom track, PC based games. And so I feel like a lot of the tracks sometimes actually work a lot better backwards than the forwards direction on like custom MX Sim tracks or custom MX bikes tracks and stuff like that. So I do think it works a little better in those games than it would on like an official Supercross game. But nonetheless, I thought it was still worth coming in here and kind of messing around with and just seeing what it does. But you can triple into that, but then you kind of got to go back more to in this doubling vibe. But you can jump this wall backwards into the sand. And especially with this game not having much of a pop-off system to it, you can really hit crazy transitions and crazy steep jump faces and, like hitting jump faces backwards. This game is definitely, the physics of it kind of play into that in a sense, and you're not going to just constantly pop off the bike and crash going backwards. So you see what I'm saying? It kind of plays into that, being able to test out a track backwards in this game. But yeah, this section right here, holy shit, man. This is like, feels like it was built for going backwards. You can hit that triple right there. I mean, holy shit, dogs. Other than this right here, you can't quite get over that triple. Maybe if you, yeah, let me test that out. Oh, dude, we're ripping it. Spency boy ripping it in the infield. He's going to get a $420 fine out here, boys. Oh, my God. Okay, watch this right here. So I'm going to go, let me see this shit. Double. Let me try to go like this. So you can double out there, but if I let off a little here to try to land right down the face of that, you might be able to double up out of this. I'm not entirely sure. But either way, what a cool, thing to do in these games, man. When you just get absolutely mind-numbingly bored of riding on the same set of, 16 tracks a certain direction. Certainly does add a little bit of an extra layer of content now, doesn't it? I think you could get over this face if you really hit that sand section perfectly before. But wow, dude. Pleasantly surprised at the way this one feels on the Daytona backwards. Let's test out one of those Atlanta Speedway ones backwards. I'm just curious if, because those, any kind of hybrid-y Speedway style of track typically is going to potentially ride better backwards than a standard in-stadium Supercross track. You know what I mean? Okay, here we are on the Atlanta number 3. Let me figure out how to even go backwards on this shit, first of all. Let me see here. Is this backwards, or am I going the right direction? Shit, I don't know. I think I'm going the right direction. No, let's see here. What do we got here? Look at that. They tried to, make it look like ruts going up that. That is a little bit comical. What the fuck? Okay, no. This is backwards. Boy, that is a little tricky. But okay. So this would technically be back. But I remember going that way the normal way. Holy shit. You see how you can get kind of confused? I'm going to have to get to the finish line to figure out what I'm doing here. You see, because first of all, there's so many different Atlanta Speedway tracks, easy to get confused on which one you're on, but also, bro, it's fun to just do transfer jumps and shit too. Yeah, so this is backwards right here. Okay. Yeah, I keep questioning myself, am I really going backwards? Yes, Spency boy. Yes, you are, dog. I think I am. Yeah, because that's the face going the other way. Okay. But yeah, on these Speedway tracks like this, the more hybrid-y style, whoops, let me just jump into the dude's crack right there already. Bike, hello. What in the shit? What? Okay, I was supposed to turn right there. Ready? Okay, yeah. Okay, I know why I'm getting confused here now, because one of these Atlanta tracks technically kind of is like the opposite direction of one of the other Atlanta Speedway tracks of the game. That's why I'm getting confused. Some of them are like very, very similar. It's just one's going one direction and one's going the other. So it almost is as if you do have a reverse version of one of these Atlanta tracks, but that was just because they kind of did that in real life. So then they replicated that, right? But dogs, talking about you can fuck around and have some fun doing this, guys. I'm not playing around. Like 420 jump into the whoops. Did I actually pop off right there? I don't know. I think I did. But, you know, they've now started doing updates with this game, so I'm not sure what all has and hasn't been changed at this point, right? But yeah, you'd have to let off there, then you could go double here. Boy, this track right here fucking flows backwards, dude. Like, you could easily ride on this track backwards just as good as you could the normal way. You know what I mean? Easily. Like, I mean, look at this shit. I would almost argue that this shit's probably more fun going backwards on it, because it makes some of these sections, like the landings, a little bit trickier to actually land the bike properly, because you're landing down more of a peaked out jump face. You know, you could almost argue this is more fun to ride these kind of tracks backwards than the normal way. Don't let me blow your mind real quick there, but it is the truth, man. See, you can it's really challenging to get the triple ends then. Let me see if the old Svency boy can speak here, but you get the general gist of it, though. It's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool doing this. Did they update the ground texture? I kind of feel like they did. They updated the absolute Mars level, blind your eyes level shit, but I don't know for sure. Even the deformation looks like it's doing more. Boy, it does kind of seem like they've done something with that. Either way, Milestone does like to every once in a while do these random things in their updates that you don't... I mean, look at that. That certainly looks like that's deforming more than it was before, but either way. Yeah, you can never tell what Milestone's going to do with one of their updates of their games, you know? They could randomly crank up the level of deformation that it's doing. They could change the pop-off system. They could change the ground dirt texture. They could do a lot of different things with updates. And a lot of times they don't even necessarily really show... Oh, look at that line. Oh, that is thug nasty, bro. Oh.